Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to spend some time and talk about more tourists being nuisances in Japan. In fact, things have gotten so bad with live streamers going across Japan and causing problems that local businesses in Japan have started putting up signs like this that say no video and live streaming allowed on their premises. Now for normal people this might stop them, but of course for maniacs like Johnny Somali and those like him, this probably won't stop them, but at the end of the day, at least this serves as a rule that they're violating within the businesses, and the owners can say, well, you violated store policy, now it's time for you to go. And we talk a lot about Johnny Somali and some of his cohorts, but we have a new YouTuber who has thrown their hat into the ring, and his recent crime spree in Japan has gotten a lot of attention, including from the mainstream media. Now, this article talks about foreign YouTubers and calls them as nuisance YouTubers. That is a phrase that is becoming even more popular in Japan, and it's being used to describe people like the focus of today's video. So this is a YouTube video uploaded by an individual named Fidias. Fidias has gotten into a lot of trouble with this video right here, titled, "I traveled across Japan for free," and you'll never guess how he did it. But seriously, these people, once again, a YouTuber like this traveling to Japan to do these acts of nuisance, basically, and you wonder, why Japan? Well, they picked Japan to do these things because Japan has a pretty well-known culture of politeness, and they are not fond of confrontation, and especially when it comes to foreigners. And people like this, YouTubers, like Johnny Somali as well, they take advantage of this politeness and they use it to their own advantage to make content. You do not see people like Fidias trying something like this in, let's say, Honduras or Qatar or the Sudan or North Korea or places like that. I would pay good money to see that content, but they picked Japan to take advantage of that politeness. And this video would get him in a lot of trouble. Now, who is Fidias? Well, Fidias is a Mr. Beast clone. His content is about as obnoxious as it ever gets. You can see right here, just straight up ripping off Mr. Beast videos, doing the same format for views. And he has made all kinds of bangers like this one right here. This is the product of what he apparently did, which was sitting for 60 days outside Twitter headquarters for the chance to hug Elon Musk, where he would post this onto Twitter, soy-facing, and I won't play the video itself. It's like worse than waterboarding, you guys. It is the most cringe interaction you'll ever see in your life, and I thought you guys deserved better than that. But this guy is quite a goofball. In fact, he is responsible for this thumbnail right here. Definitely in the Hall of Shame of YouTube thumbnails. And no, this is not a meme. This was his original thumbnail to a video titled, "I spent 100 hours in the world's poorest country," where he's soy-facing, surrounded by a bunch of poor children. Now, the video itself, again, I won't torture you with that content, but basically he goes into poor places and basically says, look at all the poor people, that's crazy. And then just flexes the fact that he has an iPhone on a bunch of poor children. Like, it's absolutely painful to watch. But let's go back to his latest banger, the "I traveled across Japan for free." Now, guys, please feel free to drop some comments. Take a prediction as to how this guy traveled across Japan for free. How did he do it? Well, the answer is pretty obvious. He broke the law a bunch of times. He basically went on a long crime spree across Japan where he would enter trains without paying and then hide in the bathroom until the end of the trip and then run away from law enforcement. And yeah, let's just take a look at some clips from that video.
And now it's time to teach you how to get the train for free. So I'm entering the train and I will find the toilet and go straight to the toilet. Here is the bathroom. I will just lock myself the whole time in the bathroom. So I came to my destination now. I think he is waiting for me outside. And I was right. He was just waiting to catch me. So the only thing I could do is to pretend that I'm sick. When I sat down, he released me and immediately I started running. But he called the police and they are searching for me now.
We're definitely getting in trouble here.
I ran straight to the next train I had to catch and I was hoping that the train will come before the police.
So I can't really think of anything more fitting and poetic than this guy who makes toilet bowl content having to hide on top of a toilet bowl for content. It's pretty funny, but at the end of the day, he is breaking the law. This is very obvious. This is something he knows. He's aware that he's breaking the law, and he's actively evading law enforcement trying to stop him and make him pay for the train tickets. And that wasn't the only thing he was stealing. In fact, he would actually steal food as well. And we'll see in this clip, he basically walks into a hotel and just steals food.
So now while I'm waiting the bus, I will try to get some free breakfast. This is the hotel.
I went up to the rooms to check the number so I could use it as a passcode for the breakfast.
Room 505. Thank you.
And it worked. I just have access to a 5-star Japanese buffet.
And we're leaving the hotel without getting caught and without any problem.
Now, I'm sure that you're absolutely shocked to find out that people in Japan and abroad are extremely upset about Fidias' video. They find it very offensive and they want him to face some sort of consequences. And tweets like this would generate a lot of attention, and it would get to the point where the usual fans of Fidias' videos, 12-year-olds, their opinion and their support wasn't enough to drown out the legitimate criticism coming from people who are upset about how he has exploited the Japanese public for YouTube content. And eventually, he would make this pinned comment. This has to be the worst YouTube apology I have ever seen, and that is saying something. Unfortunately, we didn't get a video apology, but we got this pinned comment. It says, "Hello, beautiful people. I apologize to the Japanese people if we made them feel bad. That was not our goal. From now on, I am going to make more research to the cultures we go to and try to prevent this from happening again. I love you all." Yeah, this is, it has some grammatical errors. Have you noticed? Right here saying, I am going to make more research to the cultures. Yeah, you know what? I don't think you have to do research to understand that Japan has laws and stealing is against the law. I don't think you need to do research into a culture to understand that stealing is probably a bad thing, right? Really shocking, but like looking through this whole thing, like no capitalization, the weird double spaces here. It's like this guy couldn't have taken, a minute to make sure this apology was somewhat legible. Like this whole thing is just absolutely embarrassing. He's not sorry about anything. He's just sorry that people are angry at him and calling him out. But nonetheless, sometimes you F around and you do find out. So here's some reports that are claiming the video has been removed by YouTube for violating their terms of service. And honestly, is that really surprising? No, it is not, because at the end of the day, what is he doing in this video? He is literally filming himself committing a crime spree in a foreign country. And actually, Team YouTube would confirm this in the replies, saying, "Thanks so much for flagging this. After review, the video was deemed violative of our harmful and dangerous content policy and has been removed from the platform." Now, this is obviously a smart decision by YouTube for once applying their rules correctly, because I can't think of anything that is more harmful and dangerous than filming yourself doing a crime spree in a foreign country. But nonetheless, I want to transition from Fidias to Johnny Somali. We have some news regarding him. So we all know that he has been in and out of Japanese custody over the past 2 months. The first time he got arrested for trespassing onto a construction site, and eventually he was released, but only about 2 weeks ago, he was once again arrested, this time for being a nuisance in a Japanese restaurant. And now he is sitting and waiting for Japanese authorities to decide on whether or not they're actually going to bring him in front of a prosecutor. Now, I saw several tweets like this, and there's several YouTube videos that are buying into this message that I've seen really over the past couple of days. And this tweet falsely claims that the Japanese government is making an example of Johnny Somali, a kick streamer who harasses people and breaks the law for fame. Kick streamer Johnny Somali will spend 5 years in a Japanese prison. Now, I regret to inform you that is not the truth. I kind of wish it was. I'm sure a lot of people do too. But Johnny Somali has not been sentenced. In fact, he hasn't even been before a prosecutor yet. And from what I understand, even with the trespassing violations, the max sentence he would ever get was 3 years. So the 5 years is already just not going to happen. And also, he has not been sentenced. And I've seen a lot of people support tweets like this. I mean, this one has 19,000 likes on it, but it did get a community note here correcting the misinformation, and he is still in holding. And what they're going to do with him, I don't know, but eventually a lot of people are assuming this might lead to his deportation. Finally, that's probably the only way he will stop live streaming in Japan, is if he is forcibly removed from the country. But that's where we stand. I just wanted to correct this misinformation because I know a lot of people are buying into it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. A little update on some of the nuisance YouTubers in Japan. Please share all of your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.